Gold Rush Team. Finally, the team welcomes the first gold harvest of the year. The first week of gold panning has already revealed traces of gold, enough to prove that there must be treasure beneath the Pisces Falls. It's just a matter of how much exactly, which can only be known once it's dug up. To quickly find the gold-rich bedrock, Team Leader Elder Lay recruited new members who share the dream of overnight wealth. With the addition of a diver, Ryan, it means more time for gold suction. However, shortly after, they encountered a problem again. Large stones at the bottom of the river hindered the progress of suction work. The only solution was to build a hoisting system to drag all these stones away. The whole process was time-consuming and laborious, but it was a necessary step for the Gold Rush team to reach the bedrock. On the other hand, another team, after several days of difficult searching, also discovered the suspected gold in the Gemini Falls for the river in this place. As long as there are unexplored areas by predecessors, there must be gold. Team leader Adelima once again called for helicopter transport and airlifted all the necessary equipment to the destination. A remote area with no vehicle access is precisely where the gold has been preserved. However, this kind of place's gold can only be preserved until now. With only 3 members, team leader Ada also recruited a new member, Old Jan. Although he had done similar suction work in the White Sea before, when he saw the turbulent river, Old Jan's heart began to waver. The work here is much more dangerous than in the White Sea. This work here is simply 100 times more perilous than in the White Sea. Team member Carlo took the initiative to step forward and demonstrate, but accidentally got pulled into the bottom of the waterfall. Similar attention-grabbing work poses the greatest risk of drowning due to accidents, and the panic after drowning is deadly. Whether they can safely escape ultimately depends on whether the shore team can spot and rescue them in time. So, this in the end is also a back-to-back game of catching. You can only choose to trust your teammates, but such a desperate way may not necessarily lead to finding gold. Carlo's first dive ended with 0 gains, that they hadn't dug deep enough yet. When it was newcomer Old Jan's turn to dive, although there were numerous panics, fortunately, no new accidents occurred. Until the suction work for the week was over, the team had already discovered sporadic gold particles in the water gate. For a place like this, as long as surface traces of gold are found, real gold nests can definitely be found in the bedrock at the river bed. On the other side, the first team has started purifying the collected gold, and the final result also revealed traces of gold in the gold pan. It seems that this year is a rare stroke of good luck for Old Lay and his son. However, immediately after, Big Bear once again visited their camp, looking at his paw prints everywhere. The hearts of the team members deep inside began to feel uneasy. Yet, right after that, Zhang Da paid another visit to their camp, seeing his paw prints everywhere. The hearts of the team members deep inside began to feel uneasy. In the wilderness where few people tread, there are more undiscovered gold treasures, but at the same time, various crises accompany them. All the team can do is to transform their temporary residence into iron cages, to prevent a night of peaceful sleep from turning into a stomach feast. As the excavation work continues to deepen into the river bed, Team Ada's second team also begins to encounter obstacles of rock. The only way is for the divers to go deep into the bottom and put movable stones into the basket. Then the winch system will pull them out from the bottom of the water. But before that, they have to spend a lot of time rebuilding the winch. On the other side of the system, Old Lay's first team also encountered trouble a few years ago when mining for gold in the Hedgehog Suction Gold Hole. To save money, Old Lay did not restore the land to its original state. The relevant mining department has issued a final ultimatum. If the dug holes are not filled up soon, all gold mining activities in this area will be terminated. Years of losses forced Old Lay to stop gold and find some equipment to start filling again. Digging was joyful at first. Now it's much more difficult to fill up. While he's dealing with the mess from before, Ada's second team on the other side has been working hard. As the surface rocks are all removed, a continuous flow of gold-containing soil begins to flow into the gold pan. When the work stops, gold traces are once again seen in the sluice. For the Gold Rush team, this is definitely good news. Gemini Falls. There is undoubtedly a large amount of gold underground. Now the key issue is how to dig to the bedrock in the shortest time, because that's where the real treasure is hidden. For this, he directly used to gold dredgers. The 4-person team takes turns diving. Meanwhile, at Pisces Falls, after some digging, it was also proven that there is gold. Team leader Elder Lay is speeding up the excavation work only by truly reaching the bedrock. Can they understand how much gold is underground? This might be similar to the Gold Rush series. Either you find no gold at all, or you discover a large nest. One of the reasons the Gold Rush teams do every day is moving rocks and then sending the exposed mud into the gold dredger, leaving aside the small problems encountered in the process. The father and son's gold mining work is much smoother than in previous years. And when this week's gold mining work is coming to an end, in the chute of the sluice, more gold particles are finally discovered. The eager team members then did the final purification of the collected gold ore. On Old Lay's side, although only a few large particles were found, it also indicates that they are very On Ada's side of the second team, the gold harvest directly reached about 31 grams, and these are still only the lowest grade covering layer, while on the side of Ada's second team, the gold harvest directly reached about 31 grams. And these are still only the lowest grade covering layer. It's hard to imagine how amazing the gold harvest will be after truly reaching the bedrock.